Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we are all about the hospital bag. If you are packing a hospital bag or planning to do it sometime in the future, then this video is for you. I gave birth about a year and a half ago and my list was long. So I'm here to give you all the details and maybe hopefully make your life a bit easier. In this video I will be going through my list item by item, telling you if it got used, how, why not, if it didn't get used, what would I do differently, and so on. So stick around if you're interested in that. Just remember, every mother, every baby, every pregnancy is different, so my list might not be exactly like yours. Let's get into it. My list was in sections, so things wouldn't get lost. And the first section, obviously, the most important, the baby. Number one, clothes to take home. They would be comfy, they would be pretty and cute, so you could take your baby home in that cute outfit. And also my recommendation would be, if possible, then 2 different sizes. So in Estonia, where I live, in the Europe sizes, I took number 50 and 56 because you don't know how big your child is going to be. Depending of the season, a warm car seat bag. So like a little blanket kind of bag you put in the car seat so that the baby is warm going in and out of the hospital and your house or apartment. This was necessary for us because I gave birth in March, and in Estonia in March it's practically still winter. And then obviously a car seat, because you have to go home either with a taxi or someone close to you is going to take you home, or you go home with your own car. And we indeed needed it because our house was about a 20-minute ride from the hospital. There's no other way to get home. Physiological solution. It's like a bigger pack that has multiple little plastic bottles. It's kind of like a salt water to clean different places, like the baby's belly button, eyes, all of that. We did have it packed with us, but at the hospital in Estonia they gave it to us also to use it there. So we just brought our pack straight back home and started using it and opened it for the first time at home. Cotton pads and buds, for the same reason, for the solution, but we did not need the ones we brought because the hospital gave us everything we needed, so we only needed those when we were already back at home. Wet wipes. We did not need them, we had them with us, but again, hospital provided it for us, and obviously you could just wash the baby's bum with water. On my list there weren't any diapers because I knew that in Estonia the hospital is going to be providing diapers, so we didn't bring any diapers with us. Nail clippers, we had them with us, but in the hospital they told us that they do not recommend cutting the nails so early on because they're still so soft. So we didn't use them at the hospital either. And the baby book, and by that I mean the little book that you can buy, that you can start putting pictures in and start writing things in. We had it with us, but I don't think I had any energy or time to start filling it up in the hospital, so it did not really get used there. And as you can also see, we don't have any extra clothes on the list because we also knew that in the hospital they're going to be providing clothes for your baby that the baby's going to be wearing at the hospital. Now the next section is for me, for the mama. Adult diapers, 100% recommend, especially the first days or the first week or so. Diapers were the most comfortable thing compared to the huge pads that they also provide for you in the hospital. But for the first days in the hospital, I was using my adult diapers. And then the huge pads, I had mine with me, but they gave me extra in the hospital. I just took them with me to home because I ran out of diapers with the first, I think, 3 days in the hospital, and then I started using the pads at home. Post-birth underwear, so they're different materials, but they kind of look like boxers. They're just more comfortable to wear. I had them. I did use them, I think, but with diapers they weren't that much needed. But if you're using the huge pads, then it would be a great idea to have these big post-birth underwear with you. A towel, that was just something I heard, that the hospital towels are like a bit hard and uncomfortable and small, so I did take mine, but I don't think I even used it because I was pretty okay with the one they had in the hospital. A comfy blanket, that's also what I heard, like you're gonna be really cold after giving birth and it's just gonna make you feel more cozy and at home. I think I had it, and I also think that I never used it. All the shower stuff to wash yourself with. I did have mine with me, and we were in the hospital for 2 nights. So the last, like the 3rd day, I used them once before going home, but before that, couldn't even get myself out of the bed to even use any of the shower stuff. And other hygiene stuff like toothpaste, toothbrush, that's probably logical and it is necessary for you. Now a robe also was recommended to me, that it's cozier and warmer and comfier in the hospital, and I had it with me, and I think I maybe put it on once, but it also didn't get used that much. Comfy clothes. I did bring some comfy clothes, but honestly, the 2.5-ish days we were in the hospital, I was constantly only in the hospital gown, and that was pretty much it. So I only changed clothes on the day that we left. A nursing bra and top. I took them with me, but I think I put them on only before leaving the last day, so it did not get used in the hospital. Nipple balm, amazing, very necessary. My nipples were cracking up, they were bleeding, they were broken, and I just constantly, whenever we would stop nursing, I would just put a lot of it on, so that was very necessary. But I think they also gave me one at the hospital. I mostly used the one that they gave me. Going home clothes, those were the nursing tops and bras and just comfortable leggings, so that you have comfy, like loose clothes around you, and I did need those on the last day we went home. A birthing comb and a scarf. If you're wondering why, then I will link my birth video down below. We used this during the contraction phase. They were with us, but they didn't get used much in the hospital because I spent most of my labor at home. I had electric candles to make it cozy and nice, mostly during the birth, but I just happened to give birth in the middle of the day, so I did not use them. I just brought them back home. And same with essential oils, because I did most of my labor at home. I didn't have any time to use them in the hospital, so I just took them back home with me. Massage oil, the same way, mostly was meant for the birth part and did not get used once. Electric heating pad, I used that a lot at home, but when we got to the hospital, again, did not have time to use it, so just brought it to the hospital just to bring it back. A regular comb to comb my hair, that was very necessary. My hair was a mess, definitely a yes. Breast pads, because your milk could start leaking all over the place. I had them, but I don't think I used them the first days in the hospital because the milk hadn't come in yet, so maybe on the last day, like the coming home day, I put the pads on, but not before. A silver spray, that's something you can get from the drugstore, that you can just spray on your intimate area to help you heal, and I did use that a lot. I used it every time when I went to the bathroom. And the peri bottle, I used these two all the time when I went to the bathroom. From the first time I went to the toilet in the hospital, I was in the toilet, then I used the peri bottle to like kind of rinse everything there, and then I used the spray bottle to spray the little like medicine on, and then I put my diapers on. Bluetooth speaker to put the music on in the hospital, and again, because I spent most of my labor at home, it did not get used in the hospital. Earphones, just in case I want to like kind of zone out and just kind of go deep into myself and get some quiet or whatever. did not get used once. Glasses with their case. I think I had them with me because they weren't on. I don't remember. But I don't remember putting glasses on for the first few days. It wasn't just necessary. Depends on how bad your eyesight is. A nursing pillow. I don't think I used it because the easiest way for me to nurse in the beginning was lying on my side, and then I just used a towel or a pillow to support my baby from behind so that it would be easier for the baby to be lying on his side for longer periods of time. A plastic box for placenta. It was needed because they put the placenta in there right after giving birth, and then my doula kindly took it with her to take it to her home to freeze it immediately. It is still in my freezer for no apparent reason, but I'm gonna keep it there just because. Colostrum syringes. So I had collected my colostrum into tiny syringes during the last week or two when I was pregnant, and I brought them with me just in case we had nursing issues. Then I could add a little food into my baby's system with the syringes, and we used one syringe. All of the other syringes we took back home with us. A book, so I could read at the hospital after giving birth. I did not read a book once there. I was sleeping, I was nursing, I was changing a diaper, I was on my phone. That was pretty much it. A charger, phone and computer. Used the phone, used the charger I think, but maybe once because I wasn't on my phone at all, and never used the computer. No reason for the computer. I don't know what I was thinking, that we're gonna lie there watching a movie a day after giving birth. That did not happen. Slippers. I did have my slippers. I think they also gave you some sort of slippers there, but I had my comfy socks and I had my slippers with me. A straw, because I did not have a water bottle with a straw, so I had just a straw that I could put into a cup or anywhere, so it would be easier to drink, and I used that a lot. My documents, definitely necessary in the hospital to know who you are. Then the birth plan. I had a birth plan. If you're interested in that, I will link that below. Also, I brought it with me for the midwife to check out also. And the pregnancy card, so it was like a tiny book that we had used my whole pregnancy, that had all of the information of how my pregnancy had gone, what different checkups they were done to me, everything. So I had that with me as well with the documents. A blood card. It was like a B card that just had my information of what blood type I have and all of that. And then an anesthesia paper. Now that is something they usually will give you in the hospital when you want to get an epidural or something like that. But since I am a cautious person, then I somehow got my hands on it beforehand. I filled it out at home when I was still pregnant, so that when the time comes in the hospital, then the paper is already there and I don't have to start filling that long paper at the hospital while I'm giving birth. And now the shortest list ever for the partner. Comfy clothes for the hospital, but that's already kind of what he had on when we went there, and so he kind of stayed in the same clothes. Going home clothes, quite the same, just comfy, easy to put on clothes, just like spare clothes just in case something happens to the ones you went in with. Also hygiene, shower products, probably necessary because you've been anxious and nervous there, sweating, all of that, and you never know how many days you're gonna spend there. Also a book. Did not need, did not read. Slippers. I think he had slippers and he used them at the hospital. A charger and a phone. That was obviously necessary and did get used. And then for the both of us, we had different snacks and drinks. Juices, waters, dried fruit, peanuts, cookies, chips, all of that, and something fresh also thrown into the bag on the last moment before leaving the house. The next day after giving birth, my boyfriend actually went to the store as well to bring some extra stuff, but we didn't really eat that much of those because The hospital food was pretty okay. We ate the hospital food every time they brought it to us. We ate some of the snacks, but a lot of the snacks we just brought back home with us, which is also great. You can eat them at home later. But yeah, there were obviously too many snacks. So this is it. This is my long list, and it might be different for you depending on just who you are, your baby, your birth, your country, your hospital. But in Estonia, they will provide mostly everything you might immediately need, especially for the baby and for the mother also. And since we stayed in the family room, then we had food 3 times a day for the both of us. If you're cautious like I am, I do recommend packing more things just in case. I do recommend talking to the hospital that you plan on giving birth at about what they provide, so that you would have a clear vision, like I did about the diapers and the clothes and everything. That's gonna make your list much shorter and make it easier for you to pack. I hope this video helped you. If you have any questions, you can leave them down below. I will try to answer every one of them, and I will catch you in the next one.